Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Uh, my name is Chu Adalang, and today I'm going to talk about comprehensible input. Right. So in last episode, I have introduced myself, introduced how I learned four languages during the primary school. I learned one language, my dialect, Cantonese, at home, and I learned three more languages: the English, the Malay, and the Chinese in the school. Right? We can do this because I think this is very rare. Malaysia is a very special country because this situation, this condition, this environment is very rare. We need a lot of languages to survive in Malaysia. So starting from a very small age, we have to learn at least three languages: the Malay, the English, the Chinese, Mandarin. And I learned one more, Cantonese, at home. Right. So because of this kind of special environment in Malaysia, that make most of us polyglots, right? Accidentally making us polyglots, right? This word polyglots is quite popular nowadays, right? But we didn't know we have such kind of unfair advantage until we meet with the foreigners, the Westerners, the Americans. When we meet with Americans, when we meet with Chinese from China, then only we know we know so many languages, because most of them, not only them, but a lot of people in the world know only one or two languages, maximum two languages, right? But we know at least three languages. This is quite special, right? Okay. So that was my experience of learning languages. I think not only my experience, is the experience of most of the Malaysian students, Malaysian kids learning languages in Malaysia. Okay. Today, I'm going to talk about comprehensible input, right? But before that, I'm going to explain how to ride a bicycle, because this is very relevant. I will explain the relevancy later, but I'm going to explain this first, right? Okay. I think most of us can ride a bicycle, right? It's not a very difficult skill, and somebody can even master this skill in one day, right? It's possible. It's not difficult. So most of us can ride a bicycle, but do you know the physics behind riding a bicycle? Have you ever wondered why it is easier for you to balance, not falling, right? Not falling from the bicycle when the bicycle is moving? Why is it so hard to balance yourself when it is in static, like stationary, right? This is a very interesting phenomena, but not many people will really try to study the physics behind it, right? Okay, today I'm going to explain to you first the physics of riding a bicycle. You see, when the bicycle is moving, it is easier for you to balance it, because, to make it simple, because when it is moving, when you're riding, the bicycle is moving, it has the momentum. You create momentum, right? And the momentums will create inertia. When you learn physics in the high school, I think you would be able to understand. I'm not going to explain it too deep into what is inertia, right? But it's good to tell you also something about inertia for you to understand better. So inertia is is when something will have inertia when it is moving. You can imagine when something is moving, it will continue moving in that particular direction. It's quite hard for you to stop it, correct? It's quite hard for you to change the direction of it. So this is inertia. So inertia is making something moving. Continue the previous motion, and prevent it to stop, prevent it to change course. That is inertia, right? So it's about the same thing. It's quite the same thing when you are riding a bicycle. When you are riding a bicycle, there is inertia created, right? There's motion, there's inertia, there's momentum, right? So this kind of inertia will keep the bicycle and you, the rider, moving in the previous directions, right? And these buy you time. To. So okay, before telling you this, the momentum will counteract some small changes of direction accidentally. Some small changes of directions won't give too much of effect to the bicycle because of the momentum, right? The momentum can counteract it, and the momentum will keep the bicycle moving at the previous direction. So it can counteract the small change. These buy you time to balance it again when you feel like it is not balanced, correct? Yeah. So this is the physics behind balancing a bicycle, right? So it has momentum. When you ride it, when you make it move, it has the momentum, and momentum keeps it moving in the same direction. And this buy you time to adjust, right? That's why it's easier. You have more opportunity, you have more time to adjust. It's easier for you to adjust. But when the bicycle is in stationary, it doesn't have momentum, and it doesn't buy you time. It doesn't give you time. It doesn't give you extra time to adjust it. That's why it's so hard to adjust to balance a bicycle when it is in stationary. But it will be very easy to balance the bicycle when it is moving. I hope you understand the physics behind balancing a bicycle. So what does it to do with the things that I'm going to talk about today? You see, you know how to ride the bicycle, but you don't know the physics behind it, correct? This is the same thing in learning a language. Okay, I put it another way. After I tell you, let's say you are the one who don't know how to ride a bicycle. After telling you, I spend like 5 minutes tell you the physics behind balancing a bicycle, would you be able to ride a bicycle after you understand all the things? I think I explained in a very comprehensible term. I make it very simple for you to understand already, right? So now, let's say you don't know how to ride a bicycle. After listening to me, do you know how to ride a bicycle? You still don't know how to ride a bicycle, even though you know the physics behind it, correct? You still don't know how to ride. That is a problem, right? Learning language is the same thing. In the school, the teacher will teach you the grammar, how to construct a sentence, how to construct a grammatically correct sentence. Grammar is to help you to construct a sentence and make it into paragraphs, and so that the paragraphs can make a complete essay, right? Then you would be able, after learning these skills, you would be able to write, you would be able to give a speech, right? And deliver your message, making statements, making arguments, debate, right? in the future. All right, this can help you in your career and in all of the aspects of your life. So that's why the school need to teach you the grammar and the vocabularies. The vocabularies are like the atom, right? And the grammar is like connecting them together. Okay, this is very important for you in the future. But after learning grammar, after learning so many of vocabularies, do you think just by doing this you would be able to speak in that language? You would be able to write? I don't think so, right? This is like learning the physics behind the bicycle. Even though you have already understand all the physics behind it, the mechanism of the bicycles, you know everything, but you still cannot ride a bicycle. Even though you learn all the vocabularies, like 5,000 of vocabularies, right? And you learn the grammar to connect them together to make it into a sentence, right? But you still cannot speak very well. Sometimes you still cannot speak a single complete sentence, right? That is what I'm going to explain, right? That is what I want to explain. So this is okay. It's already 11 minutes, so I have to stop. But in this episode, I'm telling you, I want to let you see, knowing the knowledge is different from mastering the language or the skill. Knowing the knowledge doesn't equal to mastering the skill. I hope you understand what I mean, right? I use a very interesting example, riding bicycle, right, to explain the language learning today. So that's all for today. It's already 12 minutes. I have to stop here. We still haven't really explained what is comprehensible input, right? But next episode, I will explain it, and it will be more interesting than today, than this episode. Okay, so stay tuned.